B. Tape scripts for practice TOEFL tests 1 through 8. The listening comprehension section of the test is divided into 3 parts: Part A, Part B, and Part C. On the actual TOEFL test, you have 12 seconds to answer each question and 5 seconds when you hear "go to the next page." You may need a stopwatch to time yourself while you are taking the practice TOEFL tests in this book. On the actual TOEFL test, you should mark your best choice for each answer because points are not taken off for wrong answers. The instructions for the listening comprehension sections of the practice TOEFL tests are given on the compact disc. Read the directions in your book while you listen to the instructions on the recording. Practice TOEFL 1, Section 1, Listening Comprehension. In this section, you will demonstrate your skills in understanding spoken English. There are 3 parts in the listening comprehension section with different tasks in each. Part A, Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. At the end of each conversation, a third person will ask a question about what the 2 people said. Each conversation and each question will be spoken only 1 time. For this reason, you must listen carefully to understand what each speaker says. After you hear a conversation and the question, read the 4 selections and choose the one that is the best answer to the question the speaker asked. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and blacken the space that corresponds to the letter for the answer you have chosen. Blacken the space completely so that the letter inside the space does not show. Listen to the following example. On the recording, you hear,
"Does the car need to be filled?"
Mary stopped at the gas station on her way home.
"What does the woman mean?" In your test book, you will read, A. Mary bought some food. B. Mary had car trouble. C. Mary went shopping. D. Mary bought some gas. From the conversation, you learn that Mary stopped at the gas station on her way home. The best answer to the question, "Does the car need to be filled?" is D. Mary bought some gas. Therefore, the correct answer is D. Now, let us begin Part A with question number 1. Question number 1.
Mike looks upset. He must have not done well on the test.
When he skips classes, he should at least borrow notes.
What does the woman mean? Question number 2.
Hello, I'd like to make an appointment to have my blood pressure checked.
The office will reopen at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What does the man imply? Question number 3.
Here is your sandwich and coffee.
Excuse me, but I also ordered a salad.
What does the woman mean? Question number 4.
Mr. Calvert had an appointment downtown.
Did he say when he is coming back?
What does the man mean? Question number 5.
How will I know when my book's arrived?
After the library receives the book, we'll send you a postcard.
What does the woman mean? Question number 6.
Where is Steve? He is usually here at 6.
He went out for dinner instead of cooking.
What does the man say about Steve? Question number 7.
I don't need a parking sticker. I ride my bicycle every morning.
Students can purchase bike permits at the next counter.
What does the woman imply? Question number 8.
This research paper has taken us almost 2 months already.
I wish they would tell us when the assignment is due.
What does a man mean? Question number 9.
What was the terrible noise next door?
When the driver was backing out of the garage, he ran over the trash can.
What does the woman mean? Question number 10.
What did Henry and Joan think about the commencement address?
Joan couldn't hear half of what the speaker said.
What does the man mean? Question number 11.
My parents and I are very close, and I usually call them once or twice a week.
Once your phone is hooked up, you can call off campus.
What does the woman mean? Question number 12.
Why didn't you get toothpaste while you were out?
The drugstore is sold out.
What does the man mean? Question number 13.
I wish I could get around this slow-moving truck.
Don't try passing it on the right. You'll get a ticket.
What does the woman imply? Question number 14.
Your parents' business is done very well. Does your father have an MBA?
My father never went as far as college.
What does the man say about his father? Question number 15.
I can't believe how many mistakes people make on the admission sheet.
Students seldom read instructions before filling out forms.
What does the woman mean? Question number 16.
Excuse me, would you happen to know where the movie theater is?
Turn around, go back for about a mile, and you'll see it on your left.
What did the man mean? Question number 17.
We never see Julie. During the summer, she came to visit Mary every week.
She is carrying a full course load this semester.
What does the woman mean? Question number 18.
You have many enjoyable activities scheduled for your geology students. I bet they are well attended.
Hardly anyone went on the day trip to the falls.
What does the man mean? Question number 19.
How did we do in St. Louis?
The women's swim team lost, and so did the men's.
What does the woman mean? Question number 20.
I've heard that the sales have been pretty dismal this quarter.
Have you had a chance to look over the report yet?
What does the man mean? Question number 21.
How come you brought your umbrella?
One never knows about the weather this time of year.
What does the woman mean? Question number 22.
You have to fill out the patient information form and the insurance form.
Do I have to fill out both sides?
Where is this conversation taking place? Question number 23.
I can't believe the sink is not draining again.
It's time to call Acme Services.
What is Acme Services? Question number 24.
Are you almost finished with your classes? When does the break start?
I still have a research project to work on.
What is the woman going to do next? Question number 25.
Where did you go last night?
We found a nice little coffee shop at the end of the street.
Where did the woman go? Question number 26.
No sooner did we move in than the water heater stopped working.
How much did that cost you?
What does the man mean? Question number 27.
I hear we will have new computers before the end of the month.
It's about time.
What does the woman mean? Question number 28.
Can we meet tomorrow? I need help preparing for my math test.
Will Thursday be all right?
What is the woman suggesting? Question number 29.
I need to break $1.
Not another candy bar.
What does the woman's response imply? Question number 30.
These pears are expensive.
The strawberries are in season.
Let's get some then.
Where is this conversation taking place? This is the end of Part A. Now read the directions for Part B while they are being read to you. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Questions 31 through 35 refer to the following telephone conversation.
Hello, Jim. I hate to bother you so late.
Hello, Gail. It's not that late.
I'm in a somewhat difficult situation and was wondering if you could give me some advice. I have to leave on business tomorrow, and my purse is ripped. Do you know what type of glue I can use for leather?
Oh, there are many types of glue you can use. Epoxy, cement, and paste are easy to find and simple to use. I usually use epoxy to glue my children's shoes. Cement adhesive is better for porous materials such as ceramics or porcelain, and paste is best for metal and other smooth surfaces.
You certainly sound like an expert. Where can I find epoxy?
Any hardware store or even an office supply store would have it. If not, you could try a specialty store, but I'm sure it's pretty common.
Jim, thank you very much. I can always count on you when I'm in a jam.
Glad to be of help. Have a nice trip. I'll see you after you get back.
Question number 31. What is the main topic of this conversation? Question number 32. Why was the woman in a difficult situation? Question number 33. What did the woman ask the man to do? Question number 34. Why did the man mention his children's shoes? Question number 35. What is the man's attitude in this conversation? Questions 36 through 38 refer to the following conversation about newspapers.
I've always wanted to ask you why you read the New York Times instead of the Seattle Post. If we live in Seattle, don't you want to learn about the local news? For example, did the Times report the new developments in Vancouver?
Of course I do, but the Times has a much better coverage of the international and national news. You are right. The Post covers the regional news in depth, but I learn more from the Times. And their movie reviews are the best. I read them every week. The Seattle news is covered in all radio reports, so I listen to the radio to find out what's happening in the city.
So you read the paper and listen to the radio. Now that I think about it, I do that too. Yesterday, I heard that Portland is expanding its convention complex to bring more visitors to the city. Because Portland is not on the coast, not many tourists go there.
I read about it in the Times. They do have a very good coverage of developments throughout the country.
Question number 36. Where do the man and the woman live? Question number 37. What does the woman do to keep up with the local news? Question number 38. How does a man stay up to date with the news? This is the end of Part B. Now read the directions for Part C while they are being read to you. Part C. Directions. In Part C, you will hear short talks. At the end of each, you will be asked several questions. Each talk and each question will be spoken only one time. For this reason, you must listen carefully to understand what the speaker says. After you hear a question, read the 4 selections and choose the one that is the best answer to the question the speaker asked. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and blacken the space that corresponds to the letter for the answer you have chosen. Listen to this sample talk. You will hear,
Before people used automobiles, they walked or rode bicycles for short distances and took trains, streetcars, or horse-drawn carriages for long-distance travel. When automobiles were first produced, only the rich could afford them. Today, almost every household in the United States owns at least one car, and 90% of American adults have driver's licenses. According to the yearly value of its output, the U.S. automobile industry exceeds all other manufacturing industries in the country. As a consumer, this industry also supports other major industries such as steel, glass, and rubber. Furthermore, approximately 12 million Americans are employed in the auxiliary service industries consisting of repair shops and service stations.
Now listen to the following question. You will hear, according to the speaker, how did people travel before the invention of the automobile? You will read, A. By cars and carriages. B. By bicycles, trains, and carriages. C. On foot and by boat. D. On board ships and trains. The best answer to the question, according to the speaker, how did people travel before the invention of the automobile, is B. By bicycles, trains, and carriages. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Now listen to another sample question. Approximately how many people are employed in the automobile service industry? You will read A. 1 million. B. 10 million. C. 12 million. D. 90 million. The best answer to the question, approximately how many people are employed in the automobile service industry, is C. 12 million. Therefore, the correct answer is C. Questions 39 through 44 refer to the following lecture about mail.
In most airports, mail and other freight, except the passenger's baggage, is handled as cargo. In recent years, the number of tons of cargo processed by major airports has been growing twice as fast as the number of passengers. In small airports that have no separate cargo facilities, cargo is carried together with the passenger baggage. On the other hand, in large airports, cargo is directed to separate terminals that exclusively process cargo. After cargo is delivered to the airport, it is grouped by destination and occasionally by carrier company. Large postal outlets and airports sort mail to be delivered by various flights, depending on their scheduled departures and arrival times. Commercial cargo includes a wide range of articles, such as electronic goods, processed food items, machine parts, and even agricultural equipment. Airline economists claim that because transporting goods doesn't require serving meals and drinks and employing stewards, companies make greater gains by carrying cargo than by carrying passengers.
Question number 39. What is the main idea of this talk? Question number 40. What does the term cargo refer to? Question number 41. How is cargo processed at major airports? Question number 42. How is cargo carried from small airports? Question number 43. Where is mail sorted? Question number 44. What does commercial cargo include? Questions 45 through 50 refer to the following lecture about apples.
Among the thousands of varieties of apples, only a few account for most of the apples grown for commercial purposes and by individual gardeners. 3 varieties, Delicious, Golden Delicious, and Macintosh, make up more than 60% of all apples sold. The apple varieties differ in the color of the peel, texture, size, and taste. The peel may be green, yellow, or red, and the flesh is usually white, cream, or yellow. The texture is classified as soft or firm, and the taste as tart or sweet. Sweet apples are eaten fresh, and the tart varieties are made into applesauce, cider, and vinegar. Apples are standard fare in most lunches that people either bag or buy. Apple juice factories and cider mills account for about 30% of the total consumption of processed apples, with the pulp being converted into cattle fodder. Crab apples belong to the wild varieties. Because apple trees of all kinds require a cool climate to grow, they don't do well in warmer areas. The trees are usually dormant during the winter and enjoy prolonged periods of cold weather. To produce a good crop, apple orchards also need high quantities of water during the winter when their root systems continue to extend. Although in Eurasia the fruit has been cultivated for thousands of years, it may not be common on other continents. Historically, the trees were scarce in Africa and Australia, where rains are limited to certain seasons that do not last longer than a couple of months. In these regions, as well as in South America, people first looked at apples as an exotic fruit, even though they had been known for centuries.
Question number 45. How many varieties of apples are grown for commercial purpose? Question number 46. What are possible colors for apple peels? Question number 47. How is the taste of apples classified? Question number 48. How are apples with high sugar content mostly used? Question number 49. According to the speaker, what do apple trees require to produce a good crop? Question number 50. In what regions were apple trees first cultivated? Stop working on Section 1.